You can't tickle the ivories, man?
Man, not at all, man. That, oh boy. I only ivory can tickle a funny bone. This ain't even good.
Well, we're going to start off with, like I said, a segment with a discussion on spoken word poetry and open mic events. Petrova Jones Music. And she's going to tell us about the underlying storyline that's going on with her business. I've known Miss Jones now for a couple years. Like I said, she is one of my son's music teacher. She has done wonders for him. I'm very pleased with the way that he's come along, the type of student that he's been. Petrova, tell us a little bit about your business and the wonderful things you're doing in the local community.
All right. Well, first of all, I'd like to thank you for having me on tonight. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, starting in around January, I started brainstorming ways to be able to reach more kids. Our business had kind of gotten to capacity. We kind of gotten to the wait list point with our lessons, and my passion is music, and my passion is music education. And with my experience, I wanted to see what I could do to best serve, the kids in the Treasure Coast, because, they need the life, and so we try to be there for them. So the cool thing is we started expanding some of the programs in the summer into, schools, preschools, K-12s with customized music education. I'm a Christian business owner, and one of my priorities is being able to go into some of those Christian schools with the freedom, to do Christian music with them and to serve them in the best way that's going to meet their needs. So at this point, we're in about 13 or 14 schools. We started in St. Lucie County.
What are some of the schools you're in?
Okay, I got to remember everybody. Well, right up here in Fort Pierce, we have St. James Christian Academy. We have the Orange Blossom campus. We serve all their K through 12 at Orange Blossom, and then down off of St. James Drive, they have another campus, and we serve all their VBK all the way up through 3rd grade, and they're awesome. We're loving it.
Excellent.
Because they did not have a full music, program, and so they're absolutely loving it. Achievers Institute K-12 opens in August on the Boulevard down in Port St. Lucie, and we serve them again. Custom K-12 music program. We are in Dalton Learning Center Preschool, which is right next door to Achievers. We're in Global Learning, which is off of Darwin. We also serve All Villages Christian Preschool, which is close to Heatherwood. Down in Martin County, we recently, actually today was our first day there.
That's cool. We
are in Alphabet Farms Preschool, which is excellent, down in Martin. We are in Emmanuel Lutheran Early Learning Center. And we're growing. We're also in Little Steps to Bright Futures. And I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anybody. I think I got them.
That is amazing.
That's
a blessing. That's amazing.
We'll hear about it tomorrow.
I'm telling you, that's amazing.
I will,
whoever you forgot.
I told everybody, I said, we're going to give you all a shout out. And I got to give all my students a shout out too, because without them, I wouldn't be here.
That's cool. That's a blessing.
How do you get started in something like this? How did you get started in doing what you're doing?
Well, as a child, I had a kind of a global, I guess I would say global life. I was born in England. I don't sound like it anymore, but
I don't hear the accent.
My husband will be the witness. I had an accent when I met him. But
wow.
I was born in Wimbledon. You know where they play tennis?
Yeah.
Really?
Right. And my mom was really disappointed because I was interrupting Wimbledon when I came, but that's okay. She got over it. So I was born in London and spent a brief period of time there, and then I guess my start came actually when we were in the Bahamas. I was a toddler. But my stepfather was the leader of the Count Basie band. He took over from Basie when he died.
Oh, get out of here.
His name is Grover Mitchell, so if you look him up, you'll see him. He's gone now, but he was a huge influence to me.
Yeah.
But more significantly, and I don't remember this, but I have pictures and I have stories.
Yeah.
We lived next door to Count Basie and his wife Bee on the island of Freeport in the Bahamas for a little while.
Yeah.
And so I was told that I would go to his house every day and he would teach me piano. And before long, I picked it up, just kind of picking up things by ear. When I got to be about 4 or 5, we moved to Florida and we lived in the Palm Beach area, my mom and I. And, my stepdad was traveling and he was still an influence, but my mom was also, classically trained pianist, and so she knew, get her in piano, because that's one of the best instruments to start kids on.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I would walk around the house and I'd tell my mom, the phone is ringing. It's ringing a C. And the bridge, when we go over the bridge, it's a D chord. My mom thought something is not right with this child. And so she'd go to the piano and she'd press the notes and she'd say, okay, that is a C and that is a D. She didn't know what was going on, but before too long she realized I had perfect pitch, which was a blessing, a huge blessing, and I use it every day. But at the same time, it was a detriment to me because I abused the fact that I had perfect pitch and I didn't want to read music.
Starting young with count basic.
So that was kind of my start.
That's big. That's big.
That's pretty big. That's pretty big.
That is big.
So I played by ear. As I said, I spent a lot of time in Florida, but then we would go back to our home, which was really England.
I got you.
So yeah, my home was probably somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean, actually. Between the two places, it was crazy. But when I got a little bit older, she enrolled me with a really fine teacher. But the teacher kind of was amused by me because she'd play something and I'd play it right back. And, so they didn't really push read the music because I was stubborn. My husband will agree 100%. I'm very stubborn and determined. And so,
husbands know all about that sort of thing. Yeah.
But that's why I'm crazy. But so I didn't want to read the music, and my mom realized after a while she really needed to be put into instruction that would make her go back and read. Because I spent some time playing with like the BBC orchestra in London when I was like 8, and I still remember the conductor told me to go back to page 2, measure 3 at the quarter note, and I'm looking at him like, I only start from the beginning.
Wow.
Because I learned it by ear.
Yeah.
And you teach your kids music, how to read music.
Yeah. I learned how to teach through my own, mistakes as a student, and from my background. So I make sure all my kids, they learn how to use their ear, but they're reading from day one. So it's very important.
Let me ask you this question as well. What are some of the challenges in expanding and nurturing the students you work with?
Well, if you're trying to make your students grow and become the best that they can be, it's a challenge, and it's a full-time, 100% job, and I would say you have to have passion.
Yeah.
And that's my big thing. I mean, I'm always thinking about my kids. I'm thinking about what can I do to help them better, and one of the things I try to do is really individualize their lessons. We don't have one method book for all our kids. I really don't use method books. I mean, I use those as places to start, but when a kid walks in my studio, I'll say, hey, what do you think of this song? Or, what's your goal? Some of my kids, they want to sing in church, so we're going to go a different direction. We're going to be learning chords, we're going to be learning progressions. Some of my kids, they want to play something they've heard on the radio, but they can't do the score, so then, we have to adapt it. We have over 150 kids we serve.
Wow.
We have a studio in Port St. Lucie where we do our private lessons.
How are you not pulling your hair out? Wow.
Well, I don't do them all there.
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience. As a teacher, I would imagine patience.
But we have employees, and they're fabulous. And they go to people's homes to serve that market.
Got you.
So I would say you've really got to focus and be passionate about that kid succeeding. Individualize that instruction. Make them like what they're going to be doing.
I got you.
And don't give up, because I teach a lot of autistic students, for example.
Oh, wow.
Special needs, and
Wow.
those are the most rewarding for me, because when I can see the progress, that gives me that great satisfaction. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
That's a true blessing. And how does someone go about getting on your schedule if they're interested in music lessons?
Well, I'll give you guys some information. We do all instruments and vocal coaching from ages 3 and up, and we also do adults as well as group beginner lessons, piano, violin, guitar, and coming soon, drums as well. That's going to be coming. So if parents are interested in those programs or in our school programs, we are found on the web. You can go to www.Petrova Jones Music, and that's spelled PetrovaJonesMusic.com. They could also Google my name and they would find the website. And the best number would be 561-379-2887. And that's my cell, and they can contact me directly to arrange, some lessons or kind of get some advice. I'm always willing to kind of bring people in and kind of come up with a plan that's going to meet their needs and their child's needs.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah,
That's amazing.
Absolutely.
That's definitely
beautiful thing.
where it's at. You now, do you have any special projects and so forth that you're currently working on?
Right now we're just expanding the music education program as much as we can. We have been expanding and hiring more instructors. So we're just trying to better serve the area. We recently expanded into Martin County. So I'm hoping to offer private lessons that we'll be able to go into Martin County soon. And also we're looking north into, possibly moving into Indian River and northern Port St. Lucie.
Bigger market.
Expanding, with our school programs, lessons. So, so if you're in the Treasure Coast, and even south, we're looking. So, I'm leaving it up to God right now. That's where I'm leaving it up to,
Well, I'll tell you what, one of the things that I absolutely love about her program is she has these recitals, right?
Yeah.
Now, cookies notwithstanding, because I love the cookies when you walk in, right?
You didn't even invite me to get the...
Next time you are there, I'm telling you.
You know I like cookies.
The cookies are where it's at, but the recitals.
That's what I want to see. I take the cookies
this year we had gourmet cupcakes. You see?
I wasn't even going to say anything about the cupcakes. I wasn't even going to say. We got people interested for the wrong reasons. I wasn't even going to say anything about the cupcakes.
The dessert sounds very tempting as well.
The desserts and snacks, I'm telling you,
I'm going to the next recital.
The recitals, though, in all seriousness, the talent there is fantastic.
That's cool.
You're talking about, young children.
Yes.
What you will see in terms of the music and so forth, from kids that age. I was amazed that, younger kids can handle, some of the songs that they're playing and so forth.
I could just imagine. I already know. I could just imagine.
Then I'm telling
talent. I know the talent is amazing.
Now, do you have any recitals coming up in the future?
Well, one of the things we do is community service projects. So December 15th, we're going to be going into the Palms Nursing Home and also the gardens. So I try to teach our kids. I try to teach our kids to give back. I think it's part of being a musician is sharing what your talents are.
Excellent.
And so we are doing that. And then in April, we will be doing our spring recital. The date is TBA because we just... we set it a little closer, but everything is updated on, we are also on Facebook. So if you go to Petrova Jones Music on Facebook, you'll find us. Oh, wow. And I try to update that page daily with advice on practicing and how to, better determine which instruments are good for your kids and music tips and things.
Oh, yeah.
But I would say, and I appreciate your comment, because, I work tirelessly, but it's because I love what I do. And I love my kids. But
you have to have that.
The bottom line that I try to differentiate our business and what we do is, when I go to work, I have to pinch myself sometimes. This is what I get to do all day. So I love it. But
I wish that were my job.
I really do love it. There are some struggles during the day, sometimes, but they're nothing to do with my the kids, and what I do with those kids. That's my fun day.
Yeah.
But I would say we just try to raise the bar. If you do not raise the bar on kids and what they can achieve, they will settle. And we don't settle in our studio. The parents will say, they're really going to play that? And I say, they will play it. And they will be playing it step by step. We break the learning down. And the kids are motivated by their own success, and they're invested in what they say.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on and sharing this with us.
I'm telling you, this is
sure
wonderful.
That everyone who is within the sound of our voice, anybody who's interested, PetrovaJonesMusic.com. Right now we are going to go in